zu.
What's good, folks? It's your boy Dookie back again with B.A.N.G. Budget and new gear reviews that get the best bang for your tech dollars. Now, before I go real deep into this, I want to give a shout out to you guys because y'all been holding me down for real. Especially when I did my Ryzen 1600 video and I pulled my 970 out of my old machine to put in the new one. I was looking for suggestions for which card I should pick up to game at 1080p. Now, I was leaning towards Team Green with the 1050 Ti or the 1060, but a lot of you guys recommended I try out the newly released RX580 from AMD, so that's what I did. Now, to give you a brief overview of the specs, because you know I don't like diving too deep into that here, the Gigabyte RX580 comes with 8 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory and a core clock of 1340 MHz in gaming mode and 1355 MHz in overclock mode. Even though it's not the largest GPU, its I/O makes it a dual slot card. As for input, you get one dual link DVI port, one HDMI port, and 3 DisplayPort options. Using the AORS graphics engine, you can change it between the silent, gaming, OC, or even a customized profile mode. Here, you can also take advantage of the LED color controls where you're provided almost any option to match with your current setup. Now, to be honest, I never really understood why guys went on and on and on about how pretty or beautiful their graphics card was or if it was ugly or anything, because for the most part, it's tucked away in your case. But ever since I got that tempered glass case that I reviewed here, I finally understand what it's like to have a nice looking card in your setup. Now, not to say that my old 970 is no slouch, but I like the design of this. Even though I wish these were more red instead of orange, it still fits pretty nicely within my setup. From the fan design to the LEDs, even this backplate, I think it's a pretty beautiful card. Now, for the most part, I game at 1080p. I've yet to move up into the higher resolutions like a lot of people are, but I know there's still a lot of my folks out there gaming on their PCs in 1080p. So that's why I haven't really been looking for higher range graphics cards. That $200 to $250 budget, not spending the most money, but getting some good quality for the games that I play. Now, speaking of games, why don't we check out the benchmarks and see how this card really stacks up. As we get into the scores, I'll admit before we start that I'm not a professional at this, and I didn't run a massive gamut of apps to test this card's performance. Check out guys like Gamers Nexus for that. These scores will also run on my system using the Gigabyte AORS graphic program in OC mode to boost the GPU clock to 1355, and all games were tested at 1080p. Running Unigine Heaven on Ultra settings, this system pushed out an average FPS of 54.5 and a score of 1374. When we ran it through Firestrike, we were able to achieve a score of 11883. Running GTA 5 with very high settings, we were able to achieve a consistent FPS over 60 with the minimum dipping to about 25 at a low point. In Ghostland Recon, my hands down favorite game of the moment, using a very high preset, we achieved an average FPS of 56.74 while the minimum came in at 48.47. In non-graphic intensive games and even older titles, on the highest settings, we got FPS well into the hundreds. Black Ops 3, Paladins, and CSGO all ran exceptionally well in 1080p with this card. Now, I know most guys when they do benchmarks push the card to the absolute limits, and I appreciate them for doing that. I wanted to give a more real life use case to what I do. I don't play all these games at ultra settings with everything pushed to the max. I find a good balance of high and very high to run it to get the best quality and make sure that everything runs buttery smooth. Now, I would love to sit here and call this the king of budget gaming, especially at 1080p, but I can't do that because I haven't tested a wide range of cards. I still would like to try out the 1050 Ti and 1060, plus I would love to get the 570 in my mix. Now, I know there's a lot of AMD fans and haters on the other side who are like, this card is stupid, why did they release this card so shortly after they released the 400 series? Now, from my understanding and research I've done, if you have a 400 series card, there's really no reason to upgrade to the 500 series. But if you're like me looking for your entry point and you want to try out an AMD card, the 500 series is definitely the best bet.
Well, until Vega comes.
Now, one of the things I have coming in the future video, because I haven't had that much time to test it out yet, is how this card handles in productivity and content creation. So I'm gonna check this card out, I'm gonna do a couple of renders on it and see what's good. And I'll come back and let you guys know in a future video, so make sure you stay tuned. Alright folks, this is where I want to know what specs you guys are running, what graphics card you're using specifically. Let me know down in the comments below. Also, which card should I test this out with? Should I get another variation of the 580? Should I test it against the 570? Or is it time to put it head to head against something from Team Green? You guys let me know down in the comments and I'll make it happen for you. I'm going to get up out of here, but make sure you hit that like and subscribe. It's your kinfolk Dookie and I'm out of here. Holla at your boy.